AJ Styles has responded to Will Ospreay stealing his move. AEW Dynamite 250 has seen a big ratings boost for the company, and a WWE star is banged up and is to receive medical attention. It's time for the news. So we saw AEW Dynamite 250 this week. It kicked off in style with a near hour-long match. Very, very close to an hour, in fact.
Yeah.
An absolute banger between Will Ospreay and MJF. It was a really amazing match, but it's not been without controversy, of course. So during the match, Will Ospreay wheeled out the Styles Clash.
Yeah, twice. He did one on the apron, and then he did like an avalanche one when things were sort of picking up towards the end. He did an avalanche one as well that MJF kicked out of.
Fans a little bit upset, maybe less so because Will Ospreay has stolen AJ's move, but more because he hit two pretty brutal ones and it was kicked out of. But AJ Styles has addressed him stealing the move on Twitter, saying, "Why do you think it bothers me that someone else is doing my move? We all do it. It's wrestling. I think if nothing else, it shows appreciation." It's got to be noted that if the complaints were regarding the stealing of the move, Will Ospreay has used that throughout his career. AJ Styles, big inspiration for him. Will's spoken very openly about the fact that like one of the things that really got him into wrestling was early day TNA. Amazing Red, AJ Styles, two of his biggest inspirations throughout. How do you feel about the kicking out of two like brutal variations of the finisher? Like you got one on the apron and then a super one.
I do understand sort of the discourse from people because, you know, it's such a devastating move. You said it's a finishing move for some. However, I don't know. I'm just able to suspend my disbelief at it. MJF's also a former AEW World Champion as well, and a fighting one at that, who was fighting whilst he was injured too. So I feel sort of fine about him kicking out of that as well.
I see both sides.
I see both sides of it as well. I do definitely see both sides of it. But hey, it's not Will Ospreay's finishing move. It's AJ Styles. So maybe AJ Styles can hit it just that bit better.
I never get that.
Did you think about it?
It works with some things. It's like nobody hits a stunner quite like Stone Cold, right? Sorry, Kevin. But in some cases, that's true. Maybe that's the case. Maybe you're right with the Styles.
I don't know. It was just a buzzing match. It didn't really bother me that much personally, but...
No. A lot of people thought it was a buzzing match, in fact, because the AEW ratings for Dynamite were really strong, and retention on that first hour was amazing as well. So a big ratings boost. It is their highest audience total for AEW Dynamite since April the 10th. Obviously, it's a special Dynamite. Lots of people tuning in because of that, but that opening match certainly retained viewers. They averaged 795,000 viewers on TBS. We'll go through the quarter hours really quickly. So obviously that first half of the show was devoted to this MJF Ospreay match. It started at 871k. You got the bleed in, obviously, from I assume Big Bang was on before. It's a good number. Then you got MJF Ospreay for the rest of it. 829k, 834k, 834k for quarters 2, 3, and 4 in that first hour. So it really did retain viewers. And you see that with a lot of these longer matches. Like when WWE have run gauntlet matches and stuff like that in the past, they're really good at keeping viewers watching. And I think a big part of that is the fact that if you watch the first 15 minutes, realize that you're in for a bit of a roller coaster ride. You've already invested 15 minutes of your time. You don't want to tune out halfway through. You want to see the winner.
Absolutely.
Add to that, it's a title match as well. Things dropping a little bit after that. The backstage promo and stuff like that with the Elite, Mercedes Moné was there as well. Things dropping off a little bit, but overall the numbers very good indeed for AEW Dynamite. Obviously, a few weeks ago we saw a significant drop in the run-up to the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. But things very much back on track, which is very good to hear. A WWE star has said that he's banged up and is to receive medical attention. This you may have missed. This was a few days ago now, but it didn't feel like anybody had really picked up on it. It's only come out really recently, or it's been picked up on recently. Braun Strowman saying that he's he's banged up and he's going to see a doctor. Speaking about his knee, he said, the knee is a little bit banged up. I have a doctor's appointment this week to get it checked out. If you notice, it's been bugging me a little. I've been a little off step the last couple of weeks. There's been a little tweak going in here. When I caught it on the top of the barricade, I felt something move in my kneecap. I had a bruise on my knee at the end of the match. Not using it as an excuse, but it sure as heck didn't help me not get beat.
Oh, I feel bad for him. No, because he's only really just got back, hasn't he? And it sucks when something like that happens and takes you out of action again for a little bit.
I like Braun. I think he's got like a nice little position on the roster. He's sort of mid to upper mid card.
Yeah.
I think he's somebody that you can throw in a world title match if everybody else is injured or if the storyline calls for it. He's grand to put in a world title match. I think he works in the main event picture. I don't see him hitting the heights that he has hit before. I don't see him as a world champion, and I don't have a problem with that either, because I think there are other people who could probably do with that belt more. But I do like what he does. He's a presence, isn't he? There's something about him.
And you can tell with the crowd as well. When he comes out, the crowd usually light up as well. He does his spots, doesn't he? He does the run around the ring and everything like that.
You know what you're getting with him, don't you?
Yeah, reliable and I guess consistent as well in that aspect too.
Yeah, he is. We'll keep you updated on the whole knee injury thing. Hopefully he won't be out for too long. Maybe he won't need to be out at all. Could still have him on screen, even if he's not able to wrestle for a few weeks. We will keep you in the loop. I was watching some old Braun Strowman stuff back, and the improvement that guy's made. I know it's been, what's it been, like 10 years now?
It's been a while.
Been a while that he's been on the main roster. But you watch that early day Wyatt stuff, and the guy really could barely run the ropes.
Yeah.
He was clunky, and now, he is consistent.
Yeah.
He is. Again, you know what you're getting. Best of luck to Braun as well. We've got a really nice story to finish things off. You cast your minds back to the night before Money in the Bank in early July. Kevin Owens appearing on SmackDown that night, saying that his mother had been rushed to hospital in Quebec and was fighting like hell. Owens went on to compete at the Premium Live event, did an amazing job, as Kevin Owens tends to do. An update he posted to Twitter, X, a photo of his mother holding one of his Just Keep Fighting shirts, and the caption accompanying it says, "She kicked out." So obviously things were pretty damn severe there. And just wonderful stuff to hear. What an absolute pro Kevin Owens is to crack on and compete when his mother was clearly not in a good way at all. You know what, when people talk about like favorite wrestlers, I don't know why Kevin Owens doesn't spring to mind for me more, because you want to talk about consistency. It's a different level of consistency with Kevin Owens. His performances are unreal. You just know you're in for an amazing match if Kevin Owens is on the card. He never disappoints.
So adaptable to everything, whether it's the serious stuff, the comedic stuff, the fact that whoever he's in the ring with as well, he can just adapt to as well, like so effortlessly, so seamlessly. Like he is one of the greats.
He really is
one of the greats.
And you want to talk about bloody, like, he's seems like the nicest guy, and he's never controversial. He's just a pro who is a family guy. He seems like one of the good ones, and there aren't that many good ones in wrestling, but Kevin Owens is the goodest egg.
Yeah,
he is. So that's wonderful news to hear. Thank you very much for watching. We might be back with a third news video depending on what happens throughout the day, so stay tuned to YouTube/Cultaholic. You're on the channel now, what am I doing? Or cultaholic.com. See you in a bit.